Hey guys, it's been a long time since I updated this channel here. Just been really busy with life stuff. So, but I bought a new gun that is a little bit different than the guns that have been on the Old School Guns tour before. Most of the time, those are 1999 to about 2003 electronic guns. Because when I started playing paintball, which is right during that time, those were the guns that I wanted to buy. And so now that I can buy those guns, I do buy those guns. You guys might find a similar phenomenon happens when you get old in paintball. This gun, though, is significantly different in that it's, well, number one, still in production, which is great for people who want to buy this kind of gun. But I count it as an old school gun because it's still a mechanical gun. It's a gun that got updated a couple of years back, and there was talk in about 2002 or so of them making an electronic version, but so far there isn't an electronic version, and I don't think there ever is going to be one. But that doesn't change the fact that this is still an awesome gun. This gun is made by Insight Component Engineering. It's called the Epic. This Old School Guns tour is quickly going to turn into a review video because after playing with this for a day, I absolutely fell in love with this gun. What this gun is famous for, actually, is it uses something called a trapdoor system. So most guns have a bolt that reciprocates back and forth that isolates the dump chamber from the valve chamber from the feed neck, so that way you can actually shoot the ball. This gun uses a trapdoor system, which oscillates in and out right here. This is the trapdoor, and this thing is spring-loaded to be back, but if I can get a good grab on it, this thing will close and open and close and open, which isolates the feed neck from the dump chamber in this gun, or valve chamber. So it's a pretty cool system from that regard. That's kind of its novel feature, but it's actually one of the things that I could really care less about. The gun that I would compare this gun to in terms of performance, let me put the feed neck back on. It does have this dumb offset feed neck that isn't threaded. It's all made out of one part, which I don't like. However, it's not that far offset, you see, so like it still shoots very much like a vertical feed gun. It's a little bit tall, which I don't like, but yeah, I'll make do for it because it's a very small gun. And actually, I was going to pull out the two guns that I count as competitors to this gun, which is my RT Automag, which I have stripped off the weight parts, the sight rail, and the foregrip mounting thing. So this is actually a fairly light gun now, at least in terms of the old school guns. And then, yeah, my classic slide triggered autococker that hopefully you guys have seen a lot of. I love this gun, and I love both of those guns actually. They're two of my favorite guns to shoot, period. If I'm not playing like hardcore X-ball or something like that, and I don't want to play with a pump gun, I will most often shoot one of those two. And I picked up this gun and absolutely loved it. The trapdoor system means there's almost no reciprocating mass. The way this gun works is actually the back of the gun here is a dump chamber that is isolated through a piston, which is being pushed down by air pressure, but it's being resisted by the trigger. And when you push the trigger back, it slides the resistance of the poppet essentially away, and the valve thing drops, which allows the air to fire through. It also means it has a very nice crisp trigger pull, very much like an Automag, except for that it doesn't have a response like the Automag's one does. So it's a very quick trigger. The regulator is in this part here, which is by far and away the ugliest part of the gun. But and the ASA is here, so you can't put custom ASAs on it, but it does line up with like a modern duck-bill styled gun, or even some on us. Here, I'll air it up for you. So it it holds in just like a regular modern gun, and it's very comfortable to shoot even with the fixed ASA. So I'm going to dry fire it for you here because it actually makes a very unique sound when you shoot it. So it fires also from a closed bolt. When the dump chamber fills with air, or closed bolt because it doesn't actually have a bolt. When the dump chamber fills with air, there's that we saw how the trapdoor was spring-loaded backwards. When the dump chamber fills with air, part of the dump chamber actually just pushes the trapdoor closed against that spring, and then it's closed. So this, yeah. Anyway, it just makes a really weird sound. So you can hear the trapdoor cycling back forward when the dump chamber fills up, but it's got a very sudden, just pah, to it. It's a fast gun too, as you guys can tell. Not as fast as my RT, but definitely more efficient, smaller, lighter. From my functional standpoint, I absolutely love this gun, and I'm keeping it for sure to play with because it just plays really well. The price point on these, they're still actually being made. The price point on these, like brand new, I think they're like $475, and there aren't very many of them out there, so finding one used is a problem. They do come up for sale every once in a while, and this was the first time one came up for sale with the double trigger, because they also come with a single, and with this style feed neck instead of just a regular straight right feed adapter. And so I picked it up because I love it. It doesn't have a 45 frame. This is actually the same frame that is often called the Phantom 86 frame, 86 degree Phantom frame, but it's not actually an 86 degree frame, and it isn't on the Phantom either. This is actually a trigger frame, or the trigger frame geometry off of a Zek submachine gun, believe it or not. So that's what it is, and that's what it is in the Phantom too. It's a nice geometry. The front grip here is completely hollow. There's actually nothing in it. It is purely for ergonomics, so you have something to hold on to when you shoot it. So yeah, it's compared to these two guns here. Well, compared to the Automag, it's unquestionably more efficient, which is great. It's lighter, smaller, and the trigger pull is lighter, but it doesn't have that response, so it's not quite as fast. The other thing is, this is a true side feed gun with an elbow, and blah. It is, I think, still shorter though. No, it's about the same height. Compared to the autococker, it's far faster. Trigger pull is much rougher. This is one of the smoothest trigger pulls ever. It's a little bit lighter than this gun, and it's probably about on par efficiency-wise. So, in a lot of ways, this gun is superior to most mechanical guns. And if I was to recommend a high-end, expensive mechanical gun, I wouldn't say an SFL autococker. I would say buy an Epic. These things are great. A little bit of the history on this gun, because remember, this is supposed to be a history show. It came out in the late 90s as a when the end of the mechanical gun era. It might have been actually 2000 when it came out, and they quickly talked about making an electronic version because they realized that the market was going electronic. But for whatever reason, and these things happen with innovative ideas and innovative companies, they don't quite keep up the pace, and then they're so far behind there's no real reason to keep going. So I'm sure ICE, which is Insight Component, is just a company in some guy's basement that he just keeps a hold of, and he's got a bunch of parts, so he just keeps doing service on them and stuff like that. So that being said, I got the service records for this gun, and the guy seems legit. I mean, he's still functioning email address and everything like that. And so, yeah. So one of the rarities on the old school gun tour, you can actually get warranty support and things like that for this gun. But yep. So it's just I fell in love with this gun when I played with it. It's fast. It's consistent. It's efficient. It comes with a CP 10-inch barrel. I was using either the CP 685 or the Lurker Eigen barrel, depending on the paint. It's one of those guns that you might not want to underbore with because the ball doesn't sit in the barrel when the air starts to push it. And so if you underbore by too much, you can break paint in this gun because the ball won't be gently being pushed into the barrel by the bolt. It will be accelerating to 300 feet per second into an underbore, and I can foresee problems with that. So, but it's efficient and consistent regardless, and those are the two reasons why you want to underbore. So it works pretty well, and it's a nice gun. So definitely one of the rarer guns in paintball. You really don't see these go up for sale, but I recommend that if you're looking for a gun to play with, woods ball in the rec world, just something fun to let your friends know that you know a little bit more about paintball than them, which is a great feeling. I love it. Get one of these things because they're spectacular. I love this gun. It's going to be hard now when I pick guns because I used to pick Cocker or Mag. Now I got to pick Cocker, Mag, or Epic. And it certainly is a great gun. So check out their website. And if you're interested, you can't have mine, but hopefully you can pick one up for yourself if you're interested in getting one. So talk to you guys later. See ya.